Feel-good story of the year took place over the weekend as Camilo Villegas returned to the winner's circle for the first time since 2014. An emotional victory for Villegas and his wife, who lost their baby girl Mia in 2020 after a battle with brain cancer.
Camilo, what a moment. Listen, it's been 9 years since your last victory. Your first as a father, as a husband. We know how much you've endured. What's this journey been like?
Oh, tough to put in words right now, but wow, what a ride, man. You know what? I love this game. This game has given me so many great things, but in the process, it kicks your butt. Life has given me so many great things, and in the process, it kicks my butt too. And my little one up there watching, and but you know, it's a big team. It's a huge team behind this, and you got my wife, my little one Mateo. I'm sure he's jumping, he's crazy, and everybody that's been around. I mean, my instructor this year, Jose Campra, has been unbelievable. Eugenio, who I've been working on my mental side. I've never felt so comfortable playing in the heat in the last couple weeks. And he told me when we started, he told me, you know what, I think you can win again on the PGA Tour. I'm not sure I believed him, to be honest, but here we are. You know what, it was a great battle today. I stayed patient. I missed a couple coming in, but that birdie on 17 was huge. So all in all, I just want to thank everybody that supported me over this journey, and just want to let them know that I always give my best, and that's why we're here.
And Camilo Villegas joins us now from the RSM Classic. Camilo, it's great to see you. Congratulations. Sunday was appointment television, in my opinion. What have the last few days been like for you?
Oh, Damon, good to have you. It's been great. It's been unbelievable. A little crazy, a little hectic. Over 900 messages on my phone. I'm going to get to them slowly, but I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful for the energy I constantly receive, obviously. The support we've received in the last several years after going through what we've gone through has been very special. The golf community and the non-golf world has been very supportive. They continually send good energy to me, my family. And I'm very thankful for the team we've put together this year and the work we've done. Yes, there were tough times and times where I kind of doubted myself and wasn't sure where this was going to end up, but I never stopped waking up in the morning early and giving it my best. So I have a lot of passion for the process, and the crazy thing is tomorrow we all start from zero again. So yes, I've been busy. It's been crazy, and I have a lot more responsibilities, and I'm going to be playing with the big boys once again next year. I'm excited about that. But I got to focus on what we've been doing in the process, and waking up every morning and giving my best and preparing to play golf tournaments. The Camilo from today is no different than Camilo from 3 weeks ago. And we got to remember that.
Camilo, you don't seem any different than you did 10 or 15 years ago when it comes to the work ethic. When you go through a loss of the magnitude that you and your wife did, how difficult is it to actually then focus at some point on the work, on something that seems fairly meaningless by comparison, but trying to get yourself back into that process? How long did it really take you?
That's a great question, and to be honest, it's I think for those that are going through difficult situations, the one thing that helped me the most was accepting that life goes in circles, with good stuff, with bad stuff, with challenging situations, and with great rewards. And once you accept, you can put a plan together. So that was what I decided to do. My wife and I decided to turn it tragic into something very positive. We created Mia's Miracles Foundation, that has opened our hearts to give back. We've been very fortunate to play golf for a living and being with the PGA Tour that donates so many charity dollars to people in need, but to personally create our own foundation to honor our little one, that has kept the engine going. And to be honest, every week my wife reads me letters of people thanking us for bringing a smile to them and making their experience a little bit better. If you look at it, I'm very thankful of the way we live our experience in Nicholas Children's Hospital for 5 months, even though the outcome wasn't the one we wanted. We had the support, we had our family, we had the staff. We were very fortunate to live it the way we did. It's not the same for a lot of people. So once again, there's been so many things, including Mia's miracles, the energy we constantly received, my passion to work, my curiosity to get better, to play good golf, to do things the right way, to treat others with respect. That has never changed. And yes, there are bumps in the road, but that's life. That's life. To everybody out there that's going through tough situations, that's life. So just accept it, work with what you have, and trust me, it's never as good as you think it is. And that's something I always told myself, especially with the game of golf and with life, is when you're on top of the game, you think you're always going to be there. So it's never as good as you think it is when you're on top, and it's never as bad as you think it is when you're on the bottom. Just keep putting the hours, keep putting the energy, keep putting the work, and it's an evolving life that changes, that moves around, and the good and the bad will continue to come.
Camilo, you mentioned your phone, more than 900 text messages. Do you have a sense why your story, your family journey resonates with so many people?
Yeah, absolutely, because once again, that's life, and we're not the only ones that have had challenging situations, especially when you create a foundation and you stay in contact with this crazy disease of cancer. You hear all these stories over and over and over, and you realize that even though you think this is so crazy and so not normal what you just experienced, it's more normal than you think. And that's why I think my story resonates with so many people out there, because life is interesting. Today we're here, but at some point we're not going to be here physically. And everybody has to deal with that. So people care. People see that I've tried to just handle my career with respect, with hard work, with dedication, and they value that. So once again, I think that's why we constantly receive that good energy. I think that's why our story resonates with so many people out there, because that's life, the ups and downs.
You seem to bring very much the same attitude to your professional struggles over the last decade, Camilo. You just ended a 9-year drought since your last victory. When you look back at that time, what happened with your game? Was it a technical issue? Was it just a confidence issue? What happened to stop you being the player that you had been, that you now are again?
Well, very interesting question. And the right answer is, if I really knew, I would have probably tried to do something for that not to happen. But things just start getting out of place, and technically I was not in the right direction, and then emotionally I probably wasn't in the right direction. And even though I kept waking up in the morning and putting the time, I was probably not working on the things I should have worked. But those failures also are part of this process, and those failures are part of what tells you, okay, man, it's not this way, you got to go somewhere else. It's not this way, you got to go somewhere else. So I can't point out to one thing in particular, but I can tell you that all those tough things is what took me to other places to try different stuff. And in this case, to go to Jose Campra at the beginning of the year in February and say, listen, man, this is enough. This is enough bad golf, and we need to do something to change the swing and make golf easier again. That was the reason why I went to Eugenio Licima in Chile, and I said, listen, man, mentally I need to be stronger, and how can you help me? That's the reason why we get involved with Mia's Miracles and open our hearts to just bring that good energy. That's the reason why just all the things. I have the relationship I have at home, and that's then came Mateo, my son, and it's been great to have him. It's filled our hearts too with new joy and different things, and you start putting all those things together, and then it finally starts feeling like you're aiming in the right direction, and we're all pedaling with the same purpose. And like I said when I won, this is not only Camilo Villegas, but there's a big team behind. To all those that have believed in me, that have supported me, that have been with me over this years, I'm very thankful, and I'm very happy I could give him a victory, because it feels really good.
Camilo, we had a little fun with the video of you with the microphone on your head sitting next to Steve Sands earlier this year as a broadcaster. Sometimes athletes go into the broadcast booth and you can say, well, he or she is done. They're turning the page, going to look to do something else. But did that give you a different perspective on the professional game?
Man, I really enjoyed that week, even though I never really wanted to do it because I've always wanted to play. It opened my mind to understand how you guys work so hard and to put a show together. And once again, there's so much stuff that goes behind a golf tournament, and the broadcasting world was pretty cool for a week. I'm glad I won, and I have status for the next couple of years, and probably won't see you guys anytime soon. But I enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it. I learned a lot. It was great to be with the team, and they treated me great. And who knows? Maybe we open a little door for the future. I truly enjoyed it.
Well, right now we're enjoying watching you on the other side of the camera, Camilo. Lee Trevino once said that after he did TV, he realized how many lousy shots great players hit, and it gave him a new perspective as a competitor himself. Did that have that kind of impact on you that week at the Wyndham, when you realized that you don't actually have to be absolutely perfect for 4 rounds on the PGA Tour to win?
Yeah, absolutely. And very interestingly enough, it was something I spoke with Jose Campra after Mexico, because I was really good in Mexico, but I wasn't feeling 100% off the tee. From there on, it was great, but I didn't have the full confidence of the tee. And he said, listen, remember, you don't have to be perfect to win a golf tournament. And the fairways in Mexico were a little bit too wide and maybe a little tricky to get focused. And he said, listen, man, this week in Bermuda with the wind and everything that's going on, smaller fairways, you're going to have to be more focused, and hopefully you can feel better from the tee. And that's what happened. I felt better from the tee, but it's a good point you make that you don't have to play perfect golf to win golf tournaments. We've heard it from other players before. It's cool to see it on TV and to realize that, hey, listen, just let those bad shots behind, and then even the good shots behind, they don't matter. You got to stay here and just go one at a time. It sounds cliche, but it truly is something very important, just to hit one at a time and take what you got and keep the round going.
Camilo, you're 41 years of age. You're in better shape than a lot of 21-year-olds. What's left for you in this game?
Who knows, man? Obviously, I'm a member for the next couple of years, which is great. Like I said, I'm very excited to play with the big boys again. I truly believe this is where I belong. My career has been really good. The game of golf has been great to me, and I want to play golf for a long time. So we'll keep giving our best, and we'll take whatever comes. I can tell you one thing: I'll be busting my butt to perform, to do good things, and to continue to replicate the feelings I've had the last couple of weeks.
Well, we know a couple of the events that you're in next year, which is the Masters and the PGA Championship for the first time since 2015. You need a solo third finish this week to break into that top 60, to be into the 2 signature events early in the season next year. Is that on your mind at all? Since you've gone second, you've gone first, you might as well add a third to it as well.
Well, you're not the first guy to give me that little stat. So it is in my mind. But again, I mean, you can't focus on the outcome. And I think today's world, we tend to focus too much on what we want instead of how we want it, how we want to get there. And golf tournaments are long, 4 days, 72 holes. A lot of things can happen. And so right now, I'm focused on hitting a few balls, gearing up for tomorrow. And then when tomorrow morning comes, we'll take it one at a time. That's exactly what I did in Mexico. and brought me success. That's what I did last week in Bermuda. Even though that final round, it was tricky at times to stay in the present. It's very easy to move forward and think about, man, what if I win this tournament? Am I going to win this tournament? To think about me here and there. And there were times in the golf course where I just kind of look at my caddy and I said, listen, bud, keep me in here. Keep me in here. I'm going a little bit forward. So, again, let's stay in the present. Let's hit that one tomorrow morning, see how much we can shoot, and then we'll be back on Friday, too.
Camilo, I feel like we should let you get back to those 900 text messages on your phone. Congratulations, and thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to talk to you guys. And, hey, I haven't done this in a while, but even though you have more responsibilities, they're good responsibilities.
There he is, now a 5-time winner on the PGA Tour, Camilo Villegas. Looking up in the sky to his angel, Mia, giving us the story of the year.